Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. It's Sapphire. Hope you're having a wonderful and amazing day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste. So this video is all about honoring the darkness. Notice I didn't say embracing the darkness, but honoring the darkness. What do I mean by that? I mean honoring the difficult, sucky, crappy parts of life, and that there is power in persevering and enduring these hard parts and the inevitable difficulties and struggles of life, and simultaneously healing, evolving, and growing in response to and because of these challenges. You grow through what you go through, as they say, like a beautiful flower growing through, up, and out of concrete to greet the sun. Now, before I get back into it, please take a moment to like this video if you enjoyed and appreciated this content. Comment down below your thoughts and feelings. Subscribe and turn on the bell if you enjoy this content, it resonates with you, and would love to see more like it. And even donate if you feel called. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. So let's get back into it. I promise this is relevant to the rest of the video. You all may or may not know this about me, but I am what's called a pastel goth when it comes to my fashion, style, and tastes. Unfortunately, I don't always have the ability or the opportunity to dress like this, but it is how I strive to dress and present myself as much and as often as I can. I just love presenting like this, and I feel like I am most authentically expressing myself when I do so. Pastel goths incorporate some of both the dark and heavy, like traditional goths, and some of the soft and light, thus the pastel part, into their looks. Unlike most traditional goths, our musical tastes vary wildly from person to person. Many of us enjoy the very same goth rock, death rock, post-punk, cold wave, dark wave, and industrial music that our trad goth brethren love, while many of us also enjoy chill wave, synth pop, dream pop, shoegaze, electro rock, emo, techno and electronica, trip hop, modern alternative, or alternative music in general, as well as such disparate other genres as rockabilly, punk, grunge, heavy metal, classic rock, blues, folk, soul, funk, reggae, R&B, hip hop, and meditation music. Our looks, by their very nature, honor both the light and the darkness. My message in this video, in a nutshell, is to honor the darkness, but don't dwell in the darkness. I've already touched upon this a bit in my other video, the importance of shadow work, but I'll mention it again. Honoring the darkness is an important and integral part of both spirituality and life in general. Doing shadow work is just as essential as doing the light work of healing, being in the light, connecting with your angels, spirit guides, gods and goddesses, and ancestors. Shadow work is a key part of authentic, grounded spirituality. It's not all love and light, and ignoring your shadow side can keep you stuck in spiritual bypassing. Shadow work helps with emotional regulation, personal healing, and becoming a truly whole version of yourself. Saying high vibes only and spiritual bypassing only serves to harm your growth. Honoring the darkness is a part of embracing and embodying the light more fully. It isn't about being perfect, it's about being present and doing the inner work. Neither life nor the universe is all good and positive. There's duality, yin and yang. Life and death and light and darkness are cyclical and interdependent. It's all just energy. Just be conscious and mindful of where you invest most of your attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. It's not all peace, light, and love, and rainbows and unicorns, so don't pretend that it is or treat it like it is. And I personally certainly don't feed the illusion that it is or that it should all be light and love and high vibes, or you're doing spirituality wrong. Absolutely not. Be realistic, but that being said, you can choose to be the change and bring more love, peace, and your unique light into the universe. In a similar vein, successful people make their decisions right, and making your decisions right begins with taking full responsibility, ownership, and loving your destructive side as well as your positive, powerful, and resourceful side. Knowing thyself is first. Shifting gears a little bit, I'd like to share some wisdom that in part changed my life from the motivational speaker, author, and athlete David Goggins. The first is embrace the suck, which is a principle quite similar to the title of this video, Honor the Darkness. What David meant by embrace the suck is accepting and embracing life, all of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the bright, the beautiful, and shiny parts of life, but also the difficult, dark, and ugly parts of life as well. Not ducking away, but facing life's inevitable challenges, difficulties, obstacles, adversities, and struggles head on, and embracing the crappy stuff you may not feel like you want to do, but that you know that you need to do in order to create a stronger you and a better life, and doing those things anyway. As in spirituality, so it also is in life and self-improvement. You do yourself no favors by avoiding or ducking away from your problems or by avoiding doing the work. Your problems have a way of catching up with you no matter how much you duck and dodge or how fast you run, and your life has a way of continuing to confront you with the same problems, issues, and lessons over and over until you face them, reckon with them, and resolve and overcome them and learn, integrate, and embody the lessons you needed to learn the whole time. The second is more straightforward. He said, tell yourself the truth, but don't beat yourself up. This principle is very much connected with the first because both involve facing, confronting, and addressing your problems head on. He's saying, tell yourself the truth about your problems, issues, flaws, weaknesses, and bad habits. The first step is recognition and acceptance if there is to be any healing, growth, and progress. But critically, he is also saying, don't beat yourself up for every little wrongdoing, shortcoming, mistake, or regret. This second part is a lesson I've had to learn and integrate the hard way, but I'm on the other side and better for it now. Don't be overly negative or harsh to yourself. Face and accept your problems, yes. Learn the lessons, address and resolve the problems, but also learn and forgive yourself. Heal, grow, and evolve and move on. Focusing not on perfection, but on making progress and continuing to learn, grow, and evolve. A third principle of his is as follows. Go into those dark chambers, open them up, and then bring in the light. I'm not sure about Mr. Goggins' spiritual credo, but that sounds a lot like shadow work, if ever I've heard it. He's again talking about going into those dark places in your life, your mind, your inner being, and facing the truth, facing your problems, your demons, and cracking them open. Again, reckoning with them and resolving and overcoming them and learning, integrating, and embodying the lessons you needed to learn the whole time. He's then talking about doing the healing work, letting peace, light, and love into your life and into the very core of your being, and loving and forgiving yourself, healing, growing, evolving, and moving on. With that said, I would just like to share some more powerfully shifting quotes from David Goggins that, in part, changed my life and how I think about life before I share some more of my own thoughts and feelings on this subject. He said, quote, tell yourself the truth, be honest with and accountable to yourself. Don't beat yourself up, but tell yourself the truth about yourself. Face the accountability mirror. You have got to suffer in order to grow. No pain, no gain. We all have greatness. You just gotta find the courage to silence out the noise and distraction of the world and find the greatness within. But it's gonna take hard work, courage, and discipline. Somewhere in your life, or multiple points in your life, you'll face a decision. You can choose to go left or right, the easy route or the hard route. A lot of people take the easy route and they may have a good life that way, but the better life was taking the hard route. If you're willing to suffer, your brain and your body once connected together, you can do anything. Motivation comes and goes. When you are driven, whatever is in front of you will get destroyed. You may have 20 years of pain and suffering to get past your obstacles, but a lot of us die never truly starting out our journey. You gotta start your journey. It may suck for a while, but you will come out the other side where you're coasting. Stop listening to people who are calling you all kinds of insults or slurs. All these insecure people trying to pile their insecurities on you. You gotta flush it out. You gotta throw it away. You gotta ignore it. You gotta believe in one thing and one thing only, and that is yourself. If you're choosing to do something, attack it, because if you don't, they're gonna remember you as not attacking it. Whatever you do, you gotta attack it. If you're gonna do something, you might as well attack it. Find greatness in yourself. Greatness is whatever you have dreamed of in your own mind. Create a vision in your mind. You have to have the truth to have a starting point. Your true self is found in that very uncomfortable zone. We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a very comfortable environment. You will not find confidence in a comfortable environment. Those of you who are listening to this, you will not find it. The only way you find it is to drown yourself in a position where you're just out of sorts, where you can't swim, you're drowning. And you know what you say? F that. Once you come face to face with who you are, you have a starting point. It's in your head. You know what? You're not doing shit. You're wasting a bunch of percentage here. In this other 80% is suffering, pain, failure, self-doubt, darkness, and then a whole bunch of light. But to get to this light, you have to go through all this The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. I slowly started changing the internal dialogue in my head, and that's where the power came from. The power came from, no one's helping me, no one's coming back to save me, no one's coming back to pull me across the finish line. This is on you. I saw a lot of power in the fact that if I changed this around, I did this. I changed this around. End quote. Now, on a slightly different but related note, I strongly encourage you all to allow yourself to feel the pain, suffering, and uncomfortable and negative emotions. Give yourself permission to feel these normal, natural things that are a part of life and process it, but also be conscious and mindful and don't allow yourself to dwell in it. You need to go through it in order to grow through it. It will allow you to appreciate the good more deeply. You can't have the dark without the light. You can't have the day without the night. Similarly, allow yourself to feel life in its full breadth and expansiveness. That's why I allow myself to feel the sad, angry, or passionate songs, the scary movies, the deep emotional literature, art, films, or programs. But I also allow myself to feel the happy, uplifting, and calming songs, funny movies, the cute, sweet, playful, unserious, and sometimes childish programs, films, literature, and art, as well as the occasional video game sometimes. On that note, there's nothing necessarily or inherently wrong with rock music or rap music or mainstream pop music or mainstream entertainment in general. Sometimes in moderation, but as long as you stay conscious and selective and balance such consumption with a lot more consumption of positive high vibration content. While a lot of or even most of this media contains low vibrations that serve no useful purpose and contain very unenlightened, unconscious, and mind-numbing content, much of this media contains low vibrations merely because of the expression of emotional content and the minor chords and dark textures that necessarily go along with it. Negative emotions are just as much a part of the human experience as positive emotions, and that's a huge part of why many songs in pop, alternative rock, and rap musical culture resonate so deeply with us, with those of us who enjoy them. People like to hear their feelings and pain echoed in others and to feel heard. Moreover, the sad, painful, passionate, or even angry songs are oftentimes packed with the most meaning and are oftentimes exactly what our soul needs to hear in the moment. It's not all manipulation to keep you trapped in lower, unconscious, low vibrational states, though a lot of it arguably is. Much of it is just emotional expression, whether that expression be positive or negative. You can't have the light without the darkness, and vice versa. Light to cast a shadow. It's okay to allow yourself to feel the full breadth of emotional experience, both in general in your own life and through the eyes, ears, and experiences of others. However, I also don't allow myself to be controlled by fear-based narratives or news programs and the negative news cycle. Why? Because of the low vibrations and negative overthinking spiral that can spin out of it. That crap is legitimately low vibration. The news is usually a negative and sensationalized cycle. I allow myself to be aware of the news because there is value in being an informed citizen and voter, but then I move on with my day and my life unbothered unless it affects me or my loved ones directly, and without living in fear. I don't actively pay attention to it or allow myself to be consumed by it. All that being said, you should also be conscious of what you're consuming and how much overstimulating and or upsetting content you're consuming. Your media diet, if you will. Just as you should be conscious about what foods and drinks you're consuming. You are what you eat. Attention goes where energy flows. Be conscious of what you're consuming and how it's affecting your energy, your vibration, and your thoughts, and take a step back and away from that. Take a break, get grounded, calm, and centered, and lean into what uplifts you and brings you peace instead. But like most things in life, the most value is found in the balance. The dose is what makes the poison, not the substance or the media itself. Pain and struggle are a normal part of life, and we shouldn't necessarily shy away from them, and some amount of them will cause you to grow and become stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, as Kelly says. But we also shouldn't excessively or obsessively dwell on all that is negative or wrong. Use reasonable caution, but don't think about all the ways your life could go wrong. Think about all the ways your life could go right. When you're ready to be great, greatness shows up in front of your eyes. Go hard in life. Making the right decision isn't about fixing yourself or remedying the problem. It's about self-acceptance first. When you can fully accept your shadow and all the things in it, it will no longer manipulate you from the dark side, from your ignorance, from your unconscious. Every moment comes with its yin and yang. The idea is to be fully present in the moment so you can experience it in all its rawness, in its intensity, and in its purpose. The purpose of each moment is the moment in and of itself. We all need to get out of our own way and let our truth shine through. Always go to who you're being or who you're not being. Open up to your intuition, open up to your higher consciousness, open up to your truth, and stop letting fear-based consciousness based on past crap keep you stuck. To quote David Goggins one last time, I see people afraid of the rain or the cold or the dark or the fog. I say, you're afraid of life. And with that, I'd like to bid you all adieu. I hope you all learned something, really got something out of it, and took the message of this video to heart. You know, it's not all about, you know, the bad and the dark. Don't necessarily embrace the darkness, honor the darkness. You know, that is part of our growing and healing journey. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing, and beautiful, brilliant rest of your day and rest of your life. Not to be ominous with that at all. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I want you guys to have the most fruitful, beautiful, and expansive journey in your life, and learn from and heal from those dark moments and grow in peace and light. The most value is in fact found in balance, in the yin and the yang. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Namaste. Blessed be everyone.